Well, folks, the party's over. The 2022 Beijing Olympics won't be remembered for the Uyghur genocide or hypocritical U.S. corporate sponsorships or even for the medal count. If we're smart, it will mark the moment we finally took notice that the world's two biggest authoritarian regimes joined forces against the West, changing the geopolitical landscape. You know, America and Europe, we reveled so much in our victory in the Cold War that we believed that it would actually stand the test of time. Companies and investors made billions in the new global economy. Globalists preached their new religion of collectivism and relaxed sovereignty for all nations, including our own. Climate change profiteers encouraged the West to deconstruct its economies. Russian oligarchs, they swooped in to buy prime U.S. real estate. Western products flooded the once closed Soviet market, and major trade preferences were given to communist China. Both nations, of course, they were supposed to convert into some semblance of a more open, liberal society as a result. Well, it didn't happen. For 30 years, we have been stirring a simmering pot, thickening a wicked brew for the sake of Americans' unquenchable desire for cheaper goods and greater profits. And in so doing, we have willfully integrated our biggest geopolitical foes into our economy. Xi and Putin's alliance, folks, it's been years in the making. Now, what's clear is that no amount of U.S. sanctions will meaningfully deter either's territorial or hybrid warfare aggression. China wants Russian energy. Putin's rickety economy needs Chinese technology and products. Each will provide a financial and military backstop to the other. Whether Russia invades Ukraine or not, whether China invades Taiwan or not, America's perceived weakness has forged an alliance between those powers that will last for decades. Whether we like it or not, our self-indulgent slumber filled with selfies and smartphones and political scandals, the left's new acceptable racism, and even new genders. It's all coming to an end, folks. The burgeoning energy alliance between Russia and China and Iran is firmly establishing a superbloc that will span from Europe to the Pacific. For the West, containment of this authoritarian powerhouse is not likely to be as possible as it was in the last century. Now, containment may be unrealistic this time around, but economic and military pressure can still be effective. The long, hard process of pulling together our allies and pulling away others who have established relationships with both China and Russia must begin in earnest. Here, Washington and state capitals need to start regulating Chinese and Russian interests out of major industries, including energy, real estate, agriculture, telecommunications, and tech. Universities that receive federal tax dollars should have to cut ties with Chinese researchers and funding. Priority must be given to new trade deals that favor free, democratic nations over countries aligned with communist China. A Western energy cooperative should be created to ensure that Western allied nations are independent from Russian energy blackmail and the high political and economic costs associated with programs like Belt and Road. The United States must immediately begin increasing its domestic production of lithium and other rare earth metals. Joe Biden wants us all to drive electric cars. China controls 85% of the world's lithium, and we haven't built a new lithium site in the U.S. in 50 years. For 30 years, the United States was at the top of a unipolar world, one that for a time was producing more democracies and freer societies. But absolute power, folks, is an opiate that has tempted humanity since time began. Today, dictators like Xi and Putin and the mullahs in Iran are on the rise, spreading their shadow across the globe. They're in our backyard, they're at our doorstep, and they're in our house. For too long, we've been too blinded by our desire for peace and prosperity to realize that there is something actually more important: freedom. History has proven that when freedom is imperiled across large expanses of the world, the effect of that will, in fact, reach our shores. This global shift should also serve to reconnect us with our sense of self-preservation, our sense of pride and national unity. It should have the effect of countering and marginalizing dangerous ideologies aligned with communism, fascism, and socialism in our midst here. For generations, we rallied the willing to bring freedom to countless souls and save countless lives, though our own self-interest often fooled us into thinking that tumult, terror, and tyranny were somebody else's problem. For decades now, Americans have been taught by the leftists in academia and the media, scarred by Vietnam, that crusades against communism are foolhardy and abstract endeavors. Well, they're not. It's time to sober up, folks. Step up, man up. The world has changed. Turn on the lights. Party's over.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.